Time to move Lone Star from the south penthouse through the mud over to the one pen that's still standing up pretty good. Wild beastie that she is. I'll bring you back. As you can see, there's a big ball up in the sky shining down on us. Thank the Lord. Here we go. The nosy pokes got to get up and get involved now.
Cutting me off.
Come on, Lone Star. You'll be happy to get out of this pen, girl.
Oh, Mama. She doesn't want him to go down there.
Don't blame her. It's kind of gross.
Mama, you tested them already. They're not yours.
Almost there, little buddy. There you go.
Oh, Barky Bart. Hey,
That a girl. Hi, sweetie.
Hey, sweet girl.
Time for an adventure for your forever home.
He is very nervous.
Mama's found some grass. Gee, folks, why does Piper Doug have such a bad back? I wonder.
There we go.
He'll complain about that one later.
No, I won't.
Atta girl, Lone Star.
Mama. There you go, Mama.
Atta girl. Here you go, Lone Star. Go to your new home, sweetie.
Come on, wee boy.
There we go.
There you go. The other cohorts around the corner. No,
You're hiding behind the pile over there.
you got a hay bale, you got water.
And dry land without a bunch of mud. Well, a little bit of mud. Not too bad. Room for your little guy to run, too. Hi, girl mama. What are you doing, Piper Doug?
Hi. Trying to get these pans to dry up as quick as possible. Get the surface water out to stop the babies trying to drink it. And then if we can get it dried, we can put a fresh bit of bedding down to keep them good until we get them out onto the grass. And the reason they're not on grass before people ask, like Ed Gosling, is the fence is being updated. We're waiting for an approach to be put in.
I'm going to use my table.
Ew.
Peanut. So the smell out here, you've told me for years that's the smell of money.
Yep.
Whew. I don't know.
Well, if the Canadian government keeps banning fertilizer, it is the smell of money because it's really the only fertilizer you can get.
Peanut, you still look like you got a baby in there. What are you doing? You're trying to eat my pants again. We've talked about this, buddy. You don't eat the human's pants. You sweet boy. You're such a sweetheart. You're so cute. Oh, you're such a good boy. The kings of the castle here. Queens in this case, I apologize. Aww. Look at Chancer. He's just a funny little fella. Hey, Chancer.
Chilling in the evening sun.
Yeah. Everybody's nice and relaxed tonight. Much nicer weather today.
Hey, Nels is one of the chief ones that's getting the twins, the orphan twins, looked after. She's quite often the one that's feeding them. Hey, Melissa, you don't have a lot going on down there.
Hey, Farm Grandpa, you miss all the mud? It's pretty gross.
So welcome back if I haven't already said it. I don't know if you should be able to make that out. If you can believe it, after us just having 3.5 inches of rain, being wet and cold for almost a week, pretty well a week, we're now covered in smoke. That's insane. You can smell it. You can smell it. Yeah. Smoky. So it is Friday, and yes, I'm on the bumpiest highway in Manitoba. It is the 259. Heading to Verdun, not Verdun, as Scottish would say, Verdun. And gonna do a pickup at the vets. Gotta pick up the pills for the scours. Got a few calves that are, as you saw in one of the last episodes or clips or whatever, calves are drinking out of the mud puddles. That's awesome. So the nice thing is these pills take care of most of what they get from that if they do get sick. That coronavirus. I don't know which ones, it's whatever. I'm going to pick up the darts, and then I'm going to head over to Verdenag, and I'm going to pick up the adapter plate for the new John Deere. That way that when the ram is fixed, it is ready to go. So yesterday I drove to Brandon and dropped off the rams at Inland Radiator and Hydraulics in Brandon down on Pacific by First Street. Your go-to place for all hydraulic needs, because if they can't find it, they'll make it. That's a given. So I don't know how long it's going to take. They had a few jobs ahead of us, but coming to the Valley of Verdun. Ripped across town. Of course, 18th Street in the middle of Brandon is being ripped up, so that took me an absolute fortnight. I went and got a new bottle of gas for the welder, and then I went and got the replacement for my Christmas present, because I got a Christmas present and it didn't fit me, so I had to take it back in January, and they were to order me another one, and apparently they did not get the exact replacement for the right size, so I had to get a different brand but the right size. So Piper Doug went and got himself a hat. Now, I'm not much of a hat wearer, but me and baseball caps, we just don't jive. I don't know. I'm just not a real hat person. But I do need a hat, especially when I'm out fencing or out on the pastures doing walkabouts and stuff. So that is more for sun, like sun protection than for style wise. But it's pretty cool. I might show you me wearing it at some point. It's still weird, a Scottish guy wearing a proper, because it's back there. I can't see what the Bailey, is that what it's called? It was expensive enough without going up to the big name brand stuff, so yeah. So I'm gonna get over to Verdon, get a better day. Look at this handsome boy. Hey Dart. Oh, we got bumblebees. You coming? Yeah. Come on, buddy. It's okay, I know I've got medication in my hand, but it's not for you. You little Dart. There. That is the adoption cab. Yeah. That's the one that the mom went wiggy. She was the first biter. Oh, and there's the chocolate cab. Hey, Darter. Yeah. Yeah, handsome boy. So yeah, I got 3cc of new floor. I keep it in the tractor just to be sure, in case anybody's going down. Keeping an eye on a couple. Ironically, it's the bigger calves that are the ones that I'm watching for signs of pneumonia. Smaller ones I'm watching for signs of scours. Ergo, that's in my back pocket. Hey Dart. You eat my boot. There's Allie's kid. There's a few with wet bums, but I can't catch them, so that's always the sign. The issues. Big problem is that. And yeah, I wish we could move them up into one of the pastures, into one of the paddocks right away. But I haven't had a chance to get the fence, the singular fence, so just to give them one paddock up there. But almost all of these paddocks here all have a wet spot in them. So just got to get the calves through that bad spot and then get their strength back up, and they'll develop their own immunities. Yeah. So, like I said, we just make sure they've got their selenium blocks and mineral tubs. So they're almost done the second round of mineral tubs. This time it took them longer. Hey, my boy. Took them longer, which is good. So that way when we move them up to the garlic pasture tubs, that way that they're not just gonna glut. Well, you're done now, hey little man. They're not just gonna glut on that new tub stuff. Just checking some of the cows out. The weather was hard on some of the cows too. Hey, there's Felicia's boy. Felicia always makes stunning bull calves. Hi, buddy. I know, I'm not giving you enough attention. And there's Tippy. Jenny's cab Tippy. She's on the strong category for next year's heifers. Keepers. So, I better get moving. Sorry, buddy, I gotta move on. Yeah. Well, maybe bring Mrs. Piper Dog out later. She can have a cuddle with you. Yeah. So, we have 4 steers and 2 heifers in the corrals that are to go right away. Well, as soon as it's dry enough. So I was just talking over with a few different people. Had a nice little meeting with Guy Pounder over at Verdon Ag today. All your ag needs, go to Verdon Ag. Hey Bugsy, squirrel. He was saying about auction prices and how it's doing so well. So I was calling my buyers. Ruby's girl looks good. Hi Electra. And he was saying like 5-weight heifers making $3,000. So talking it over with the buyers, I think we're just going to take our half a dozen calves straight to Heartland and let them run. Hey Superstar. Superstar, your sister's coming out. Lone Star. She's in the pen waiting to come out. Hey darling. You're an absolute darling. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be the first time Caldwell Cattle, the Shire, have not auctioned calves or cattle. Hey darling. I won't give you a needle. Haven't auctioned cattle off in well over 10 years. Well over 10 years. Oh, there's the one I was wanting to check on. There's Lord Chungus. He always looks 10 degrees off. But he runs away. Nice beauty. Where's your boy? There he is. There's Harry. Oh, there's Owie Stunner. She's another one that's a strong keeper. Anyway, so yeah, as soon as it's dry enough, we're going to haul the calves off for the next pre-sort. Where are you going? Come back here. Yoo-hoo! That's good. Okay, let's get going. Howdy. So, this is my fencing hat. So I've got the broken hot wire, top wire, fixed. Started pulling the top strand, started pulling the second strand. I still got the third strand to tighten up. The bottom one's not too bad. And then we'll be adding the dip-de-doos, but I want to get the other fence up before I need to add the dip-de-doo here, because the dip-de-doo is a nice added feature. It's not necessary. But yeah, I don't know if I'd said in previous episodes, we have a fella and his son that come out and shoot the gophers. And I think they said they've shot about 350 gophers just on these two paddocks, which is huge because you used to see the ground crawling with them. I can still see a couple right now, but it was just crawling with them. So they come out every once in a while, the weekends, because they come out from Brandon. And said they were coming out today to take a look. They have trail cams set up around the anywhere there's bush on the property between us and the neighbors. And he sent a picture, and I will insert that here. So yeah, that fella is just down there, about a quarter of a mile in the trees by our nuisance ground. So that makes fencing a little exciting around here. Yeah. Because it's one thing dealing with different critters, but a black bear, they can be ornery. Especially if they're on their own and they're motivated. So that's going to make fencing fun for the next little while. Just hope it doesn't get in to be chasing calves and such like, because we got to let them out here in the next little while. So yeah, fun. Further to the picture of the bear, there's these. Now I've seen these tracks before up at the top of the section next to that bush up there. Can't tell if it's cows or if it's moose. It's most likely moose, but the footprints are very close together. So it might be like young moose, I don't know. Because you see the prints there and then you see the prints there. So it's going along the bush, so there's wildlife everywhere. So yeah, this is the Golden Girls. This is the paddock by the house. It was never really used for a whole heck of a lot. We used to have some organic lawnmowers in here, i.e. ponies. And they are no longer here. So, just checking on the babies. That's 5 pairs. Oh, you're getting a little shower there, kid. As far as I know, they're all good. I did see a little bit of white poo on the ground, but that might just be milk poo, because they are on grass and they are on number 1 hay. We put the old girls on number 1 hay because they need it more than anything. I do see the flies are starting to be an issue, so I need to get that oiler filled up and going. So I think, going by the title of today's video, this is the reason. That right there, and then by the house, that right there. It's 2 apple trees that we have. And every year when the apple trees blossom, it takes me right back to my Nana's house in Kilmarnock, Scotland. She had a big apple tree right in the middle of the back garden. And the back garden at her house was like a, what would be the best way to describe it? An amusement park or a adventure playground, because there was bushes and there was paths everywhere, and then they had a shed that was just packed with stuff. And I don't know why, to me that was just amazing. That's probably where I started my love of digging into relics and stuff, because I used to love going digging in there. But yeah, like I said, the bloom always takes me back to my Nana's house 40 or more years ago, and it's just that apple blossom. And the irony is, usually when we get the full apple blossom here, we get a massive storm roll through and just strips the trees. Well, we had the storm right as the apple blossom started coming out. So now it's full blossom and there is no storm in the forecast, touch wood. So, hey Ariel! This is one of Mrs. Piper Doug's calves. The little red one. That is Ghosty right there, that is her baby. It's the only red baby Ghosty has ever had, so yeah. Chances of that calf leaving the farm, slim. So, and for those who are new, there's a small gate at the back corner, and then there's a sliver behind the trees, and a sliver that goes up along the side of the gravel road that goes with this group. So last year we had 8 pairs in here, and that was enough. This ground was just barely enough to keep these guys going. Yes, we do keep them in feed too, but I don't know if we're going to get many more in here. Maybe 1 or 2 more pairs. I think will be it. Anyway, get about our day. We've got a busy day. Hey girls. Hey Miss Leia. When are you giving us that baby? But too many days off. Look at you. I can literally hear your skin creaking. So, in this part of calving, our thing tends to be 2 to 3 days off, and then we'll get 1 or 2 babies. 2 to 3 days off, we get 1 or 2 babies. This is how this goes at the end. So we are picking up an extra bull this year. So we're hoping to tighten things up. So most of these girls that, if they don't calve, will go back out to the bull. Most of them. There's 3 for definite that don't. But we are hoping that at least half of these are still in calve. Next week is the end of the bull's time. So then they have another week after that of the wind down. To see some little eyes out there. So yeah, we're just back from Brandon tonight. Had a friend's mum's birthday. Family friend. Because Judy, happy birthday Judy, she was 75. I played rugby with her son Troy, good friend of ours, both me and Mrs. Piper Doug, because Troy was friends with her before her and I were an item, and then I played rugby with him also. And then Troy's sister Tracy, I met Tracy, she was working in a local sports lounge where the rugby team would go and partake of refreshments after practice. So I made friends with her, and she was also friends. She went to school with Mrs. Piper Doug, or in the same school, I don't know, a couple of years apart. And so yeah, we're off at that. It's nice to get a little off-farm time. Yeah, take a look at this. That shows you how quickly it dries up around here. But yeah, we've got to get all this scuzzy water out of here. And then we can just at least flatten this off so we can use it for now until we do the big dig and take all this out of here. So I think tomorrow the plan is that the 2 main bulls are going out to the herd tomorrow. And if we get time, we'll let the 3 pairs that are in here go out. But we're not in a rush to do that because they're quite happy in here. And it's quite clean for them. But yeah, so this will be a project afterwards. I don't know who's doing all the hollering in here. Can't see if that's Deadpool. Deadpool and Bebop. Yeah, he's standing up and then there's Bebop laying down. I'll try not to get too much tension. Don't want to attract attention. Anyway, so it's nice and cool right now. It was quite warm today. So we've had to drag the white truck out of the shop. The one with the blown radiator. You wonder why? Why would I take a truck apart and then drag it back out? Well, I had to put the old radiator back in. Why? Because the radiator has a transmission cooler in it. And I need to put the radiator back in to plug the transmission up so I don't dump all the oil out of it. Why is the truck out though? Well, we ordered the new radiator through Amazon, but it's coming through Canada Post. And most of you all who are Canadians will know where I'm going with this. Canada Post has gone on strike for the 2nd time in 6 months. So, we got a message through Amazon that they cancelled the order. The radiator was being shipped, and it's now been cancelled, and they're reimbursing our money. We're not getting the radiator at all. Yeah, no, they're not changing the shipping. They just cancelled it entirely. So this truck is dead water right now. So I'm going to go and see if I can get a radiator ordered through the local parts dealer, Piston Ring, which will cost more, but it is what it is. But I needed the truck out of the shop because there's bags of sawdust I need out of the shop and into the calving barn. And then I also need the quad and the trikes out for doing fencing and harrowing and whatnot. So yeah, truck's dead in the water. Oh, Johnny's still pulling his weight though, but yeah, look at this. Look how dry this is. Yeah, this trailer showed up yesterday. So the roofers are going to be come Monday. So it's going to be nice to get the roof repaired so we don't keep getting chunks of shingles blowing off and landing everywhere and plugging up the eaves troughs and all of that stuff. And I think I've already said this, that I was over in Verdun picking up the adapter for the John Deere. I don't think I'd showed you it yet. It is well made. So yeah. What does that say? Trigger lock? So yeah, it's epoxy painted. And it's got the proper locking spring-loaded system. And it's all set up for Euro. So really excited to start using that because that means we can start doing all our bale work with the tractor that doesn't keep breaking down. So that'll be awesome. Oh. Was that everything? So currently everybody out in the pasture is looking good. A couple of calves that are still getting over something, but they were too fast to catch. If I can think of it, I'll put a picture in at the end. I'll put a picture in now of the different darts that I picked up for my pneumatic gun. And the reason I got them, because they're so much smaller. So that way they're kinder on the calves when you shoot the calf with the darts instead of the cattle darts. So hopefully I've shown you that already. So yeah, I'm trying to think what's coming up. So we're getting the fencing done around the paddock. So then we'll hopefully get these girls, the younger girls, out onto grass here right away and get them out of the pens. Because, like I said in the previous video about calves drinking dirty water. Now, it doesn't always get them sick, but you're pushing your luck, so. Anyway, I am going to head in and wrap this video up and get it off to the interwebs. And we will see you all in the next one. And for all of you from this area, did you know that here in the Shire, you have 18th and Victoria Street right here? Those are actually official signs from the busiest intersection in Brandon. I'll let you try and guess how Piper Doug has them. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Sure hope you come and visit us again. Tatty bye. Soon, big guy. Soon.